Hello, welcome you all. Today in this presentation, we will discuss the 4 W's of green buildings: what, why, when and where. First of all, we will understand what is actually a green building. A green building is not something which is surrounded by greens, plants and vegetation, or not something which is painted green. What is actually a green building? So, a green building refers to a building or a structure and the use of processes in a built environment that are completely environmentally responsible and resource efficient throughout a building's life cycle, right from the planning, from siting until the building is occupied. In totally, a green building is something which is completely environmentally sustainable. And the main objectives of such type of sustainable design are to reduce or completely prevent the depletion of critical resources like energy, water, land, raw materials, etc. And also to prevent environmental degradation caused by all the facilities and infrastructure throughout their life cycle. And also to create built environments that are livable, comfortable, safe and productive. We will now understand why do we actually need green buildings. So truly speaking, there are a large number of environmental impacts of a conventional building that really paves way for construction of green buildings. But in this presentation, we will only stick on to the requirement of green buildings based upon a market perspective or an economic viability, so that people will actually try to go for construction of green buildings. So when we discuss about green building markets, the United Nations Environmental Development Agency reports that there will be an absolute growth in urban population, and such growth will be the highest in India until 2050. And also, the India's real estate sector is expected to contribute 13% to the country's GDP by 2025, and it is expected to reach a market size of $1 trillion. And to be surprised to note that India ranks 3rd globally in LEED certified green buildings. And more than 4,500 projects of about 5.3 billion square feet of built up area is now green building. And the current stock of green buildings is only 5% in India, and we have a huge demand of building market. So all the market, if it tends to grow towards green building, there is a tremendous growth of green buildings in India. And also, as green buildings have a cost-effective elongated life, the resale value of buildings increases for both residential and commercial properties if it is rated as a green building. And also, several market strategies report that green buildings fetch better in terms of rental economy. And also, there is a 37% increase in green buildings in the last 5 years in India. And Indian real estate's environmental, social and governance landscape and its progress to a sustainable future report, the property consultants have analyzed office stock for the top 6 cities in India, namely Delhi, Mumbai, Pune, Hyderabad, Bangalore and Chennai, and they have come to a report that around 31% of total offices in top 6 cities are already certified as green buildings. And adding up to all the economic and viable market strategies, and there is also a regulatory boost to add to the green building infrastructure in India. So a number of initiatives have been taken by Indian governments, both by the central and state governments, and they offer various incentives to promote green buildings under different category of rating systems. For example, the Government of India offers 30% of the installation cost of rooftop solar panels as a subsidy to the institutional, residential and social sectors in most of the states. And the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change provides fast-track environment clearance for projects pre-certified or provisionally certified by the IGBC. And in adding to that, the Department of Urban Development in Maharashtra offers additional FIR of 3, 5 and 7% for green buildings rated silver, gold and platinum. The Tamil Nadu government also provides 25% subsidy on the cost of setting up of environmental protection infrastructure, especially for industrial projects that obtain IGBC green certification. This adds value to the green building development in India. And also to note that Chennai has taken steps to install solar panels in corporation owned buildings, and the initiative is finally being executed under the Smart City Mission, and it is likely to cut down the energy cost by rupees 22 lakhs per month. And these are all the important benefits in terms of economic market that green buildings may offer to the citizens of India. And now we come to the discussion of where do we see green buildings? Do we have green buildings in our country, in our city? Yes. Most of the government owned building infrastructure, namely airports, most of the airports, railway stations are now green certified. And central and state governments have both taken an initiative to construct green infrastructure for its construction across India. So we may see n number of green buildings wherever you go in future and in the current environment. And we understand that infrastructure is vital for the development of nations, and it is because of this that the construction is ever growing. And experts even estimate that by 2030, the global volume of construction output will grow by 85%. The rate translates to $15.5 trillion, and this shows a huge growth and need for infrastructure in our country. But this increase, however, comes at a price. We all understand that buildings cause a huge impact to the people, planet and the profit. The 3 P's pillars of economy and environmental sustainability. So now we understand that the climate responsive design and sustainability are the 2 key terms, important terms needed for the current growth of green infrastructure. And finally, what is the right time to grow or construct a green buildings? The answer is the best time for green building was 15 years ago, but the second best time is now. So we all should take our steps forward to the growth of green building infrastructure in our nation. Thank you. We'll see you in the next presentation.